So we want to give you a little bit of a workshop today, and I don't know, I'm doing this totally blind, but Josh is going to help me with this, as he always does. So Josh, I just put up our screen. Higher rates can be a benefit to your buyer. I can't see you right now, so just tell me verbally. Are you seeing my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so here it is. Higher rates can benefit you, the buyer. Really? Why do higher rates benefit the buyer? Let's go through it. So we know inflation is on its way down. We're watching it. We've got a chart right here of inflation on its way down. And you can see where we were, 6.6. Now we're down to, right around about a little under 5.6. Inflation, we know, is on its way down. It's still got a lot of lagging data in there. Apartment list rent year over year. So we know shelter costs are 43% of core CPI. Core CPI is a consumer price index removing food and energy for those that don't need to eat. So if you look at the chart that's on the screen, if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you can see this chart of what it looks like for shelter costs. And this is a lagging number because you don't go out and get a new apartment lease or rent or house, and it's not a spur of the minute. What happens right now takes time to filter into the reports. So it's a lagging indicator, but it's still 43% of core CPI. So look at where that's at right now. And you can see here, some people may have got their lease on the roller, if you can use the analogy of a roller coaster. Some people may have got their lease and they're still showing on the way up, as you can see on the left side of the screen. Again, if you're on radio, listening to us on radio, you can go to Ron Siegel Radio on Facebook. You can visit Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. We're on LinkedIn at Ron Siegel. We're on Twitter. We're all over the place, right? So you can see these slides. You can see this presentation. We'll share this workshop as a standalone as well. But you can see on this screen how shelter CPI is on the left side, still shows it's going up. But we know, based on what current data is, that it's really on the way back down. It's on the other side of the apex there of the roller coaster. You can see that as we've got it on the screen. So let's go back to our chart. Shelter costs are lagging, and they're legitimately right now at about 3%. But wait a second. CPI is showing them at 7.9%. They will catch up. They always do. So what is the difference? The 4.9 is the spread between 7.9 and 3.0. That's 4.9. You take that times the 0.43, which 43% of core CPI is shelter costs. If shelter were caught up, core CPI would not be 5.5. It would be 3.5. Where is the Federal Reserve when we're looking for that?
Such an idiot.
Yeah, I know. Don't do that in the middle of a workshop. Okay, so we know that we're off there by that margin of what those numbers are looking at. Now, let's look at existing inventory. You can see back in 2007, existing inventory was about 4 million units. 2023, where are we? 980,000, less than 25% of the amount of inventory available existing inventory for sale. So you can see where that number is going to. Existing home inventory, let's take a look at the real story now. So you've got existing homes in inventory, 980,000. Under contract, which means they're not available for sale, is 402,000. That means our active listings, actual inventory, is 578,000 units. Remember, we were comparing that to 4 million before. So active existing home listings in the U.S., you can see right there where they're at 578,000 compared to back in 2017, we're over almost 1.5 million units. So you can kind of see where some of these numbers are. January 2020, you can see where we had that little bit of a recession, a short recession right in there. And you can see how the existing home listings have been coming down. They're starting to go back up, and then they came back down again. So we're watching all of these numbers. So let's use the current market as an opportunity. because you can't get to the exact bottom. You're not going to ever buy at the very bottom of any market. But what can you do? The seller right now, the seller, if you look at the seller, they're seeing the market coming down. They're seeing challenges out there. When a seller sees challenges, do you think they're more inclined to set their price high or low? They might say, you know something, I want to move from California to Tennessee. I want to move from Orange County to to Palm Springs, Palm Desert, whatever. I need to make sure I get what I need right now. I don't want to wait, because how far down is this market going to go? Is the market going to continue going down? We've already seen that values, according to FHFA and Case-Shiller, values already bottomed out. But does everybody know that? They're listening to the information that came from Chapman University last Thursday, reprinted in the Orange County Register on Friday, saying that home values are dropping. They were talking about median values, not an error, just a bad piece of data or a misleading piece of data. FHFA, Case-Shiller, Black Knight, Zillow, all of them have already shown that we started going down. We peaked out previously, June of 2022. We're pretty much heading back up the other way right now, but let's take a look at this. Once the prices start going up, once the media starts saying the prices are going up, the seller is more confident and says, you know something, I think I'm going to put my house up for sale right now. More competition for the sellers. Now, right now, you don't have to worry about it, because the seller's fearful that maybe they don't want to sell right now. They want to wait. Okay, we'll see what happens. We never get to the exact bottom. So let's look at the last market bottom cycle. And you can see the Case-Shiller Home Price Index, what's happened. May 2011, you can see how the prices went down all the way till January of 2012. Then they started going up to January of 2013. Generally, according to Chapman University, and I love Chapman, I'm an alumni, they do some great work over there. Historically, when you have a market bottom, 54 months to the bottom, 54 months back to the top again. So 8% appreciation over the next year after the bottom, even with $2.4 million in inventory. You can see where those numbers went from March of 2022 going to January of 2023. Now, let's take a look at some more numbers. 2012, 2.4 million. Right now, we're at 980,000 on 2023. We're way below the inventory numbers. Inventory starts going up when people start feeling better about the economy and where they might be able to move. Sellers don't want to go to the Coleman. They want to get a new house. That's what their needs are. So let's use current market as an opportunity. The home value, $500,000, mortgage $400,000. Double it, triple it, whatever your market is. Rates have risen about 1%. They're going up today. Monthly payment increase over 30 years is $257. Increase over the year, $3,084. So think about this. If you are the buyer now and rates go up, continue to go up as they might, you're going to save. If rates go down, you can restructure. Prices rise as rates decline, because rates, when they go down, what if they go down to 5.5? Chapman said 5.8 by the end of the year. I think it was, I don't remember, this year, next year. 5.8 is what Chapman said the rates are going to go down to. So restructure. Prices rise as rates decline. So you're going to get more buy now, and you're going to get more appreciation, and then restructure to save on your expense. Think about that. So the savings is $10,000 on the interest if they go down 2%. If we no guarantees. Prices rise as rates decline, 3% estimate. That's 15% appreciation. So you save 10 on the expenses, 15 on the appreciation. You gain 15 on the appreciation. That's a $20,000 is your benefit. Think about that. Figure that out. That's the workshop for you. And we appreciate you watching it. If you want more information on this, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsegalradio.com.